Ohio gozaimasu! Yes! Hello and welcome to Clockwork Noodles. I am so happy that Zombieland Saga Revenge is here. This is going to be my fun anime amongst the 5 anime that I'm reviewing this season, because I'm reviewing some very heavy anime which is going to take a lot of effort to break down because there's so much going on. This is my chill anime. This is the anime I found out was airing about 3 weeks ago and got super hyper because I adored season 1. Season 1 was just great. I don't even know what it is I like about season 1 because it's not exactly like top tier anime. It's just fun. It is fun trash and I love it. And hopefully you guys are here to join me with the fun trash reviews. If you haven't already, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because this is a new season. We've got new anime breakdowns going on left, right and centre. There's going to be more fun games going on the channel at some point when I actually edit my footage because I'm so lazy when it comes to editing game footage. I've got so much of it. It's like, edit it, just break it down. If you as well are interested, there is a Discord channel for you guys to check out and make sure that you don't miss a thing. You get to keep up on all the releases and all the news. If you are a fan of the channel already and you are following this schedule, there will not be any Way of the Husband reviews simply because there's 5 episodes out already and I just can't get them because I don't have Netflix. So I am picking up 86 and I did say it might possibly happen and I'm still excited because everyone seems very hyped about that. So let's get on with it. Let's go into episode 1 because episode 1 is done in a very interesting way. It's done very cool. I also want to pick out some points a little later on that it might not be the case, but I like to imagine it is, so we'll talk about it then. We open on a very fun song, The Spirit of the Squid. What other way could we open this anime, this fun story with? About a song about a squid who cries because he is dead, but he is sad, but apparently he cannot cry because he's a squid. Absolutely love the lyrics of the open. We open with our girls working more normal jobs, so they're back to the daily grind. But it's great. I also wonder if the song of the squid is a metaphor. I don't think this is actually our OP. It is just the way we're opening episode 1. But the fun thing about the OP and the ED are checking upon Mal. The opening theme and the ending theme is all sung by our girls, by Fran Choo themselves. I think I really like the fact that we actually get the OPs sang by our group. So I love it when an idol anime actually decides to give us the OP and ED because you've got to give it credit to the singers as well. Everybody who is voicing in this anime, all the girls in the anime, all the group, they have had to come together, they've had to practice, they've had to sing this song, so even more credits to them for singing the OP for us. And it's definitely going to be a more chilled release because this is still MAPPA, and I think a lot of us at the moment looking at MAPPA as the creators of giants or titans. They are now where we've had a very heavy MAPPA season with Jujutsu Kaisen, we've had Attack on Titan. This still is MAPPA Studio and I am excited to see what MAPPA can do for season 2 when it comes to Zombieland Saga. It's always been an anime as well where people I don't normally expect to like a idol anime like this anime, so it's really fun just to see how just making them zombies or having a bit more this anime does not take itself seriously kind of changes everything and everybody absolutely adores it because I love it. I really like this anime. So we are told it's roughly been a month since the girls started working their normal jobs and they're doing their utmost best to keep it a secret. The fact that you could be working with a zombie. There could be a zombie at your workplace and you just do not know about it. But let's talk about the man of the episode, Kotoru. And Kotoru has been a highlight of mine. I absolutely adore him. I mean, his voice actor, of course, is Mamoru Miyano. And Elsai Kongro, babies, it is the mad scientist Okabe. Just hearing his voice just brings back those mad scientist vibes, which is, I think, part of the reason why I really like Kotoru as well, because as his voice actor just seems to excel at bringing that high energy, and he brings the high energy to this character who is so eccentric, it works. The first person we saw advertising this season. So all the advertisements I saw of this season were the poster of him kind of reaching up and there's a blue sky behind him. Oddly enough, that picture is actually seen this episode, but the blue sky is not visible whatsoever. So it's quite nice to see that they've taken the pose and they've made it something nice to promote the anime. But I absolutely adore the voice actor. I think he is amazing. He really carries the crazy. You need that level of crazy. So I've seen his voice actor in other animes before, but he plays it straight. He plays it just not as fun with the high energy which goes on. But his Okabe Rintaro from Steins Gate, and even in this as well, those characters are simply where he excels. He really knows how to hype up a character, how to bring that energy. Hopefully we get some more information on him. He does seem to be quite a key feature for this episode, hopefully this season as well, because he's one of the characters we don't have too much of a backstory on just yet. All of the girls have roughly had backstories and a bit of information given. But Kotaro isn't famous, he's not an idol, so we don't have too much on him. I think last season we ended on the fact that Sakura actually knew him when she was alive and he was alive. They were in the same year, roughly. So that might be our key to finding out who he is. So lots and lots of fun things. Let's go back to see what happened to Fran Choo. Well, Fran Choo hit a high initially after the concert, but then they hit a low really, really fast. And they only sold 1.6% of tickets in a very big stadium, which is very poor showing, and naturally they have been left with a huge amount of debt, so a very bad place for the girls to be in. And that is essentially why they are now working these normal jobs, these very boring jobs, serving at bars, working at a squid factory. That is why I like it as well, because this is our backstory and our catch-up done in roughly about 5.5 minutes. That's it. We're back. We have our story lined up. We know where we are. We know where they've been. We're now at a really, really new low. And who's hitting and feeling the low the worst? Kotaro is. And Kotaro is rocking a new hairstyle. Drunk and he is in his stupor and he's probably seen the bottom of quite a few bottles. I like to think that the new hairstyle is a Easter egg, and I'm probably wrong, but this just, guys, let me have this one. Tatakai. It looks like Eren. He really looks like he's rocking the Eren hairstyle. And to be fair, what better to think that Mappa is just making a little nod to the fact that they just had a really big anime air last season and it's done great, and they've kind of just snuck in the fact that they can make Kotaro look a little bit like Eren. I like it. Just give me that moment, guys. We are starting at a whole new level this time as well. We get to see Kotaro going crazy, and this is exactly why I think the voice actor works, because as he's going crazy, just the whole Pope's nose pointing at some skewers and just laughing his head off, being absolutely drunk. That is just something that the voice actor carries, and it's just naturally fantastic to hear him doing it. We actually get to see Sakura this episode, this season, actually having to be the one to try motivating Kotaro. All season 1, all the motivation, the motivator, the level, the hype bringer, that was Kotaro. He was the one who initially tried to pump up the zombies, tried to get them, all the girls, trying to get them all motivated to do everything that they needed. He is the mood setter. This season, this episode, we're starting with Sakura being the mood setter. And she is trying with her all might to try and motivate him, but getting nowhere. Where we get to see a really fun image of the cracked mirror. It's just a very nice little moment to show us how broken, how splintered the hopes and spirits of everybody in the group is, and especially Kotaro's state of mind right now. He's a little bit warped and cracked. But the girls start to debate why Kotaro is taking it so harshly. Sure, being in a debt is a really bad place. He seems to be affected more than he really should. So they try to consider the fact that he might have been in a rush, that he's generally a very mysterious character. We don't know anything about him. They don't know anything about him whatsoever. I think as an audience, we know more than they do. But Kotaro really was the heart, the core of Fran Choo. He wasn't an idol, but he was important normally as well. Producers are very important. They make things happen. They do the back work. He may have been backstage for most of their work, but he is there at the heart. And I think as well that he's also important because he's the only character who knows that they're dead. And he's able to interact with everybody with no fear. So we saw season 1, the girls were reacted to with fear initially. Sakura especially getting smacked in the head, I think, by a policeman. He's able to reason with them and talk to them and interact with them as if they were normal. So he's able to kind of make them probably feel more at ease. The flashback is triggered by them who are exploring his room. And we get a nice flashback of him eagerly leading the rehearsals, always being there at the forefront, trying to be involved, trying to work everybody up. where we start to get the soundtrack. And the soundtrack during this moment where the girls are resolving to bring him to their next concert, the anniversary concert, it's really, really nice. It gradually grows, it starts to rise as we see the rise of determination amongst them as they plan to get back on the stage. And we very, very quickly see that poster pose, the pose of Kotaru reaching upwards, but it's not like the poster at all. He's actually hit an all-time low. He's there, standing on the edge, looking at these very high waves, and then he reaches up into that pose, as if he is actually saying something as well. So there is our poster pose, very fantastic as well. And our new cutscenes are quite nice. I really like the death metal riff that is going on with the girls as they promote snacks from Saga. And they just do their general idol work. The heavy metal, the more death metal-y aspects of this anime, I think really do make it stand out. It makes it unique. I really enjoy it. Kotaru walking into the wrong bar as well. The bow, yep, I'm noping out of here. Absolutely love that moment. And the VA as well. The VA bringing in that high energy laugh, and he's all laughing and he's like, hello, I haven't tried this bar. And then suddenly he realizes, nope, I really have hit the wrong bar. And he's able to lower his tone to a serious one, and he just bows out, literally. It's great. He must have had a lot of fun even recording this episode where he's throwing up. But as he is throwing up, he does repeat the words, I was wrong. Which makes us question, what was he wrong about? Is he having regrets? And what is he having regrets about? The visual of Sakura standing in front of a cracked mirror is really nice. It almost seems like she is trying to disrupt the flow, disrupt the brokenness of the group. She's trying to fight against it, Tatakai. And the fact we see her yelling at Kotaru, really trying at her wit's end. She's trying her hardest to get him involved. The long hair blowing in the wind. I love the new look for him, but I'm happy he shaves it off at the end and he goes back to normality. He can't keep the Eren look forever. We have to now go back to Zombieland and we have to see Kotaru as Kotaru. We just see her kind of give up. She finally has enough. She spills the sake and walks off. I'm pretty sure spilling sake in Japan means something as well. Normally not a good thing. It's normally not considered good if you spill it. So maybe that sequence means a little bit more as well if you need a backstory with that. But we come full circle. This is our anniversary concert at the same place we actually opened in season 1, where we had that death metal concert. The episode that literally got me hooked as soon as I saw those zombies headbanging on stage. I knew this was the anime for me. I like the fact that we come back. And it's not quite the headbanging zombies this time. We do get to see a lot of a barroom brawl going on in the crowd. We have a literal death pit going on. It is still awesome. I still like it. But failure does seem to be looming as Sakura and the group don't seem to be doing very well with the crowd once more. It's also quite fun to note that last time they performed on the stage, all of the members were zombies apart from Sakura. She was the only one who was awakened. This time, apart from Tai, everybody else is now awakened. It's a moment to show where the progress is. We can see how we've progressed since the last time we've been here. The scene with Kotaru breaking the glass as his patience, and he finally snaps back to reality and realizes he needs to be somewhere and he needs to get out of this. I really like that. I also like the barman who is trying his absolute best to provoke a reaction from him to get him out of his stupor. A bit of harsh love almost. The heavy guitar riff, the bass, absolutely love the bass riff going on as Kotaru runs to where he knows he needs to be. Really, really love it. I generally love an anime with a very heavy soundtrack. More up my alley, absolutely love it to pieces. Kotaru arrives just on time as our idols are losing hope. And then we get the fight. We have to Tatakai, literally. And he brings in the energy and he's literally yelling at them, you need to sing. It is fantastic. The soundtrack is just absolutely amazing where the girls start to sing and we're singing to a audience who is beating the living crap out of one another. But the girls actually take us out with the credits of their song. And it's fantastic. The audience knows how to mosh for sure. This is definitely one hell of a death pit. The credits, I think, are called Revenge. I actually think they say Revenge. I think the actual title is Revenge, which is a real roll credits moment, literally. But we're ending on a high. I just want to believe as well that Mappa really wanted to have that Eren Easter egg at the end. We know we probably haven't, but hey, it's great. He comes back at the end with his hair cut. Kotaru coming back that we know and love, and it ends on that famous line of his, Ohayou gozaimasu. I am so happy this anime is back. This is going to be my fun anime. There's not going to be too much in-depth going on. If we get a nice visual like the cracked glass, I might go into it. But it's definitely going to be one where we just have a bit more lighthearted, have a bit of a joke about what we've seen on the screen. Really loving, I think the person putting this episode through is definitely Kotoru, and Sakura doing her absolute best to try getting through to him as he's hit his low. We've hit an all-time low. Really, really happy. I'm so glad this anime is back. Can't wait to see where we are taking this time. Are the girls going to be able to bounce back and hit where we want to be? Are we going to learn more information about Kotoru? And will we actually learn about how the hell he's made zombies? Because that's a big question I want to ask about last season. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys too are looking forward to this season. This is going to be my fun breakdowns of the week. So if you want something a little bit more light-hearted, this is the anime to be. If you want something more historical, go check out the Moriarty the Patriot episodes. They are a little bit longer, but there's a lot more information in those. And I've got 2 more animes to break down, which haven't started just yet. So we still have To Your Eternity coming your way, and we have 86. And I'm just sad that I couldn't quite get hold of the Way of the House Husband. I'll watch it in my own time. I'm a massive Kenjiro Suda fan. I've still got him into Your Eternity. It's fine. He's going to be in that. So I will see you guys soon. Tatakai, guys. Tatakai!